What up, Kings? Hope you're well. In this video, I want to talk about doing business in Africa. A lot of things are changing now. But first, let me tell you what I'm observing. Right now, I'm not in Africa, obviously. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. So I've been here for a couple of weeks, and I just want to share my observation of what I've been noticing from both being in Africa and being in the United States and observing Africa from a distance. There's a lot of changes that are happening right now. Times have changed. Things are not the same. If you had told me that you need to start a business in Africa 20 years ago, I would have laughed in your face. I'd be like, what do you mean start a business in Africa? There's poverty over there. Well, guys, it's not what I saw during my travels. And I travel a lot. I've been to different places and I love it. I love Africa so much because what's happening there is so different. There's so much opportunity that we see over there. And what I hate about a lot of people that are traveling to Africa or that are talking about doing business in Africa is that they just talk about theory. Very few people are actually telling you or giving you information on how to start a business from scratch. A lot of you guys that are searching for it, for the last 20 years personally of living here in the United States, I've been searching for information on how to start a business. So the challenges that I came across were you would join like a WhatsApp group, and that WhatsApp group is probably trash, just people trying to flex on each other. And when you ask for information in those WhatsApp groups, you are just led astray. Nobody gives you information that is straight. And I know why people like to withhold information because they don't want you to see you doing good. People want to see you doing good, but never better than them. Never, ever. So you will find like a guy who has all the information. He's the plug, but he's a gatekeeper as hell. Like you gatekeep like crazy. Instead of him sharing exactly step by step, he's got this scarcity mindset. There are people right now that think that if they share their game to everybody, people are gonna steal his idea and stuff. People think like that. People are very weird. But for me, man, I wanna give you all the game. I don't care. I'm gonna give you all the game. So I wanna set a new challenge. I wanna put out content that I wish I had access to 20 years ago, 15 years ago. This is real information. Because even when you go to like these news media organizations, you can go to like Business Insider. I don't know what news sources you guys go to. You know how like CNN has the Africa, section on their website or on the YouTube channel, doing business in Africa category. And they just highlight these businesses that are kind of popular, but they're not really practical to everyday guys like me and you. Yeah, I want to change that narrative. I want to show you guys that doing business in Africa is a challenge. Yes, it is a challenge, but I promise you, it's a worthwhile challenge. Here's why. There's way more opportunity in the developing market within the African countries than there is in a place like the West, where I am now. Think of any business, any niche. It's already been saturated for the most part over here in the United States and in the West. But if you go to Africa, there's so many categories and niches that don't even exist, but there's a need for it. Yeah, and you might say, Mufaro, listen, these Africans are brokies. That's a lie. That's a lie, man. Africans got money, guys. Do you know why Africans got money? Especially the Tanzanians. Let me explain to you how the Tanzanians do. And I think this is the same in a lot of other African countries, but I'll tell you how the Tanzanians move. These guys are long-term investors and thinkers. There are times where I'm watching like local news when I'm in Tanzania. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't know Tanzanians have this. So it causes panic. For example, when you look at the new standard gauge train that they have, the SGR, it caused mass panic all over Africa. Because they were asking, wait a minute, where do these guys get the money from? And then people started talking about, hey, these guys got the money from China, they borrow money from China, they borrow money from the West. No, guys, the Tanzanians saved that money themselves. These guys are rich. There's a strategy that the Tanzanians that I like is that when they're building a house, right, they build it slowly. It takes them 5-6 years to build that house, sometimes even 10 years, and they stay the course. So you see like 1 year, the guy would just put a foundation. Second year, he'll build it up to the window level. Third year, he'll build up to the roof level. Fourth year, so on and so on. And before you know it, the crib is done. And it's a mansion. And then you just show up and like, wait a minute, when did you do all this? This is what happens. The Africans move a little differently. The West is a credit society. A lot of what happens in the West is based off of credit. When you see somebody with a fancy car or big mansion, they didn't build that from scratch. No, they borrowed the money from the bank. The bank gave them maybe $500,000. They had to put down a deposit and they have to pay off that money over like 20-30 years. But that's not how the Africans move. Everything is a cash-based economy. When I'm in Tanzania, I love going there because I walk around with cash. We didn't even use ATM cards over there. Like, what is an ATM card? What is that? The only time I use my debit card is when I leave Tanzania. What I want to show you guys on this channel, I want to give you some real practical strategies. And I'm actually going to be in the field. In the next few weeks, I'm going to be traveling and I'm going to different countries. I want to show you how this new globalization, because now we're in a global economy. I was speaking to one of my relatives based in Africa, and he tends to do business in just that one country. So we share information a lot. And I have friends in different countries. I got friends in Mozambique, I got friends in Kenya, I got friends in Tanzania, I got friends in Zimbabwe. I mean, everywhere. I got friends in different parts of Africa. So these guys, they feed me information. So I consume so much information that is, given to me. I like to make sense of all this information, put it all together, and it's like a puzzle that needs to be solved. And I put it all together. And what I've noticed is that what happens in one country might not be happening in another country. So you might have two countries that are right next to each other. Ghana and Nigeria, right next to each other, right next door. Almost. They've two countries between them. I think Togo and Benin. And they speak English. English is a language of doing business in both countries. The problems that are happening over there next door in Nigeria are not the same problems that the Ghanaians are experiencing. If you see the Ghanaians opening up visa-free travel to Ghana, and you're in Nigeria, why are you going to the UK when you can leverage Ghana? There's plenty of business in Ghana. Why are you going to the UK? Why are you coming to the United States when there's Ghana right next door to you? Kenya is another country that's amazing. I was just in Kenya recently. Love that place so much. Best quality of life on the African continent right now. There's opportunity everywhere. Anytime there's chaos, you need to start thinking, where's the opportunity? Where are the shortages? Even right now in the US market, the economy is doing horribly right now in the United States. Horribly. People are losing their jobs. They might have to limit immigration at some point. This new administration is not kidding, guys. They're about to make coming to the United States very difficult, like it was 20 years ago. When I first came here, it was very difficult coming over here. You didn't see too many Africans over here back then. What I'm saying is I want to show you everything, guys. I won't tell you what kind of business I'm starting. I already have an idea what kind of business I want to get into. The purpose of this channel is going to be to guide you through some of the challenges you're going to experience as I'm on the ground. Because this is not speculation. This is not CNN. Because fake news. CNN is fake news. BBC fake news. They're going to give you garbage. What I want to do is I want to give you the real information. You can literally get wealthy in a short period of time if you're willing to put in the work. I don't understand how, with the access of all this information, especially with platforms like YouTube, that if you're in Africa right now, you cannot leverage your skill on YouTube, learn how to do a chicken farm by going to YouTube and learning how to put together a chicken farm. Go to YouTube, learn how to do a pig farm. Why are you spending all these thousands of dollars to fly over there to the UK to get abused and treated like trash, treated like garbage, like a second-class citizen? Why are you doing that to yourself? Fine, your country is got issues, but which country doesn't have issues? I'm trying to tell you, whatever issues that you're trying to run away from your country, you're going to experience that same issue here. The issue is not the place that you're at, the issue is you. You just need to work on yourself and become better and identifying all these opportunities. Why is it that there's a bunch of guys in Zimbabwe that are driving Porsches and Ferraris? Why? And they've never left their country, but they're driving fancy luxury cars over there. Why is it that there's a bunch of guys over there in Eastleigh, the Somali guys in Eastleigh in Nairobi, that are making crazy money right now? Why? And they've never left Africa. And you're telling me there's no money? That's a lie, guys. That's a lie. There's plenty of money in Africa. You just need to know how to find it. You just need to identify it solve a problem, and then get after it. I know all the excuses, by the way. I know every single excuse I know. Things like, oh, we need startup capital and all this stuff. No, guys, no. The way it works when it comes to opportunity is this. You need to be able to solve a problem. For example, let me give you a perfect example. Okay, let's say there's a shortage of rice in Mozambique, and people love eating rice in Mozambique. But you're able to get that rice from Zimbabwe, which is right next door. What's stopping you from going to the buyers over there in Mozambique, going to like these grocery stores? They are actually food buyers. There's a guy who probably runs a chain of supermarkets and grocery stores over there in Mozambique that knows the price of rice, and he's willing to buy the rice from you. But you can negotiate to get paid a percentage or deposit, and then the rest after you deliver. So let's say he gives you a $10,000 order. He has to put up 50%. That's how people are getting rich. How you make money is by being a trustworthy, dependable guy. There's a lot of people that I've worked with in Africa. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy. Doing business in Africa is very, very difficult. Because you come across a lot of people that'll tell you, oh, they can deliver, they can do this, but they scam you like crazy, man. They'll scam you. It's because they're not organized. And the reason why they'll scam you is not because they want to most of the time. No, it's because they got bad habits. For example, that guy who you're gonna give like that deposit of 5 G's, you might discover that guy he likes to drink, gamble, and he likes prostitutes. You can't trust that guy, because as soon as you give him that deposit, he's gonna gamble some of that money. He's gonna spend some of that money on hookers, and he's gonna drink a lot of that money. So he's gonna give you the runaround, excuses after excuses. This is why you find the Somali community over there in East Africa is completely dominating industry right now. Not everything. They're dominating a lot of things. One of my favorite restaurants that I went to when I was in Nairobi called CJ's, I discovered later on it's owned by Somalis. And these guys are so focused. They got big families and they don't drink. They don't have vices like that. I'm trusting a Somali who doesn't drink and he has a big family over that guy who's single and no kids and no family. I don't trust that motherfucker. But I trust Abdul, who doesn't drink and he's got a bunch of kids. He's probably got 2 or 3 wives. I trust that guy because I know that guy's gotta deliver. You hear me? And the thing about those guys is that the reason why they have such big families is because they will have those family members start working in their business. So it becomes a family business. Have you ever been to a Somali business over there in East Africa or anywhere, even over here in the United States? Go to a Somali business, you'll see. It's nothing but the family members in the back doing all the grind. You know who else does that? The Senegalese. Go to 116th Street and over there in Harlem. I used to live in Harlem, so I know that community very, very well. You'll see they started to dominate the hair braiding business. So what they do is they rented out this beautiful storefront over there 116th Street, and they hired their own ladies who know how to braid hair, and they're just minting cash over there. And the guys that are running this show, they don't drink. They're a bunch of Muslim Senegalese guys with a bunch of kids. I trust those guys, man. So I'm gonna show you cool stuff. Where to hang out when you need to meet the right people. Meeting the right people when it comes to networking is not about going to clubs and bars. Nah. I'm gonna give you some tips right now. That's the last place you need to be, guys. You don't need to be anywhere near a bar, anywhere near where they sell alcohol. You don't need to be around, because it's gonna be nothing but a bunch of drunks and thirsty dudes that are just focused on blowing cash and impressing girls. So you don't need to be that. Instead, where you need to be is 5-star hotel lobbies. I'm gonna start charging you guys for this information. 5-star hotel lobbies. But listen, you gotta fit the part though. You gotta fit the part. You have to invest in yourself so much. You need to do things like purchasing a really good suit. The most expensive suit you can find. You're actually better off investing in a gym membership and a beautiful suit over a fancy car. There are a lot of people I've noticed in Africa that are driving fancy cars. We call them new money. You know, they just got money. They just got a bag. They caught a lick. We call it that latter. You caught a lick. I know that money's not gonna last very long. It might last like 5 years, but it's not long money. That's short money. I don't trust the guy that looks like garbage coming out of a Prado or a V8. I don't trust that guy. If you look like garbage and you're not well kept, you're not well put together, I'm not trusting you, guy. I'm not, because I can't take you seriously. Because you don't even take yourself seriously. Why should I take you seriously? So I'm going to show you how to navigate these choppy waters. I call them choppy waters. Because there'll be people that come to you, but like, oh, you know, try to get close to you, but like, oh, you know, because they know you got information that they don't have, you see? So they're trying to be buddies with you. When I say work on yourself, what I mean by that is the way you present yourself, the way you put yourself together. Are you reliable? Are you organized? That's what makes the difference, guys. I want to show you where to go shopping when it comes to buying suits. I want to show you things like which gyms you should be going to, because a lot of these high performers, that's where they hang out. Fancy gyms. I'm going to show you the type of personalities you need to avoid. What I've noticed a lot of guys do is they like to chase. The problem with chasing is that you cheapen yourself. What I'm going to show you how to do is become to start attracting money, to start attracting opportunity through peacocking. Peacocking is basically you make yourself stand out so much that they can't avoid trying to come to you and be inquisitive, because people are nosy out here. They want to know who the hell you are and ask you all kinds of dumb questions most of the time. I'll teach you stuff like that, and that's how you really get the opportunity, because opportunity comes to you. You know how many people give me information? So many. They give me information because I don't chase the information. The information comes to me, and then how I utilize that information is now up to me. And I'm going to teach you the same thing. I'm going to show you everything. Of course, I won't tell you exactly what business I'm starting, you know, for obvious reasons, but instead I'm just going to show you the hustle and the grind. Eventually, when this business starts making money, then I'm gonna tell you what it is. But I'm sure some of you are gonna figure it out at some point. But yeah, I hope you got some value from this video. If you're interested in doing business in Africa, you don't know where to start, you're confused on, you know, what should I do here, what should I do there, you know, who should I trust? I'll tell you that right now. The last person you need to trust is your family and friends. That's the last person you need to trust. I've gotten more information and more valuable deals through complete strangers. Isn't that weird? Actually, very few friends of mine, and I don't have many friends, by the way. So very few friends have given me information. I'm very grateful for those friends, and those are genuine guys. But for the most part, all the opportunities I've gotten from complete strangers. That's how it works. So if you're ready to talk to somebody that understands all the obstacles, I say schedule time. Let's talk. Let's share some game. I'll share what I know. You share what you know. I'll talk to you soon.